24-year-old Jakeem Douglas, 35-year-old William Maddox, 12-year-old Juan Lopez, 35-year-old Alexis Mercedes, 27-year-old Angeli Solis, 27-year-old Terry Howard, 42-year-old Antoine Paris, 17-year-old Chance Mosley, 34-year-old Anthony Williams, 30-year-old Ordy Overton, 41-year-old Corey Wilson, 43-year-old Brian Harrell Sr., 50-year-old William Booker, 65-year-old Mary Sismer, 40-year-old Lamar Casservoy, 40-year-old Morales Roman, 54-year-old Adolfo Hernandez, 17-year-old Kashmir Robinson, 59-year-old Freddie Busey, 41-year-old Leonard Davis, 34-year-old Corey Dubois, 33-year-old Isaiah Fleming, 27-year-old Raymond Walls, 31-year-old Jerome Lindsay, 24-year-old Christopher Sherman, 41-year-old Rashad Walker, 27-year-old Jameek Foster, 29-year-old James Hallenbeck, 26-year-old Kenneth Johnson, 68-year-old Michael Neri, 42-year-old Kaylee White Sr., 36-year-old Derek Taylor, 26-year-old Anthony Rosario, 54-year-old Anthony Mazurkowitz, 19-year-old Richard Collinge, 25-year-old Mahel Rond, 47-year-old Marcus Bennett, 24-year-old Shaquan Parker, 24-year-old Willie Wofford, 36-year-old DeAnthony Rogers, 29-year-old Tremaris Seymour, 37-year-old Eddie Blanding, 34-year-old Andrew Coffey, 35-year-old Maribel Diaz, 17-year-old Jeremiah Baker, 24-year-old Yazir Clark, 51-year-old Angel Alvarado, 16-year-old Zahara Smith, 33-year-old Amber Gartung, 42-year-old Orlando Santiago, 46-year-old Jan Perez, 28-year-old Bishop Foster Jr., 32-year-old Omar Hewley, 65-year-old Gerald Irvin, 36-year-old Timothy Williams, 43-year-old Sherelle Brown, 23-year-old Dallas Cooper Jr., 23-year-old Jeremy Hamilton Jr., 33-year-old Javon Sampson, 41-year-old Julius Hagood, 42-year-old Desmond Diggs, 32-year-old Quinn Mayer, 35-year-old Janet Jordan, 28-year-old Lonnie Keys Jr., 31-year-old Charles Robinson. 45-year-old Chad Wilson. 17-year-old Bryson Simpson. 30-year-old Shafi Ahmed. 41-year-old Juan Pena Mendez. 72-year-old Jesus Prats. 18-year-old Daquan Williams. 24-year-old Kenneth Hightower. 32-year-old Charlotte Thomas. 30-year-old Luis Morales. 46-year-old Benji Martinez. 14-year-old Julius Greer Jr.